Today I think we will work on hamstrings a little bit more. So the emphasis is on stretching out the hamstrings. So we'll be doing a few forward bends as we progress. Be careful with forward bends on your back. You know, if you feel any twinges in your back, don't go quite so deep. Try not to round the back too much. Try and get a nice close contact between the belly and the legs when you do the forward bends. And if you have really tight hamstrings, the best way I think is if you're lying down on your back and you're using a strap to pull the leg in. I think that's a nice safe way for the back. Let's start off with some breathing work. And I think we'll do a little bit of hand work as well. Stretch out the hands. Close the eyes. Resting the hands on the knees. With the eyes closed, you can bring more attention to the breath. You can become more aware of the breath. Let's start off by inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Long, slow, deep breaths. Each inhale, you're pulling in a little bit more air, filling those lungs a little bit more. So what we're going to do next, similar, but we're just going to pause for a second or two at the top of the inhale. So take a deep breath in. Hold the breath. And then exhale. Deep breath in. Hold the breath. And then exhale. A couple more times. So we're going to repeat that four or five more times. This time we're going to exhale through the mouth. Inhale. Hold. And then exhale through the mouth. Making an R sound as you exhale. Inhale. Pause. And then exhale. 2 or 3 more times at your pace. Last one. Regular breathing. A little bit of neck work. So we're going to take the head from side to side. And we're just moving with the breath. So we inhale as we bring the head up to center. Exhale as we take the head down to one shoulder. Getting a bit of a neck stretch. It stretches out the upper shoulder a little bit too. So the next time you have the right ear to the right shoulder, just hold that position, hold that stretch, just letting the head get heavier. Keep the side stretch, but bring the head a little bit more forward. And then take the head more back. Head back up to center and then over to the other side. just letting the weight of the head stretch the neck out. We start bringing the head more forward and then backward, back up to center. Now we're going to turn the head from side to side, looking over each shoulder, moving again with the breath. I usually inhale coming back to center and exhale as I go deeper into that twist. And then we're going to hold the stretch on one side, letting the movement of the head follow the gaze of the eyes, trying to look behind you. Inhale to center, exhale turning the head in the other direction and hold. Inhale to center, exhale chin to chest. Now this time we're going to take the hands behind the head just to encourage the chin in a little closer. And then we bring the head back up and just work on the shoulders a little bit. I like to work on one shoulder at a time, bringing it forward, up, back and down. But you can do both together if you want. And then I'll work on the other side. And then up and down. Whatever feels good. Just trying to loosen up. Trying to get rid of some of that tension. Become still. And then on the next inhale, try and lift the shoulders up towards the ears. And on the exhale, just let go. Inhale, pulling the shoulders up. Exhale, just let go. One more, inhale. And then let go. Extend the right arm forward, arm is parallel to the ground, retract the shoulder back, so you're trying to pull the shoulder back. You're going to pull that arm in towards you, you want to pull above the elbow. And usually the way I stretch out is I'll go easy, a gentle stretch, and then take an inhale and start going deeper on those exhales. You want to work with the body. Let the body lead, don't forget. Body's leading rather than the brain usually in yoga. Working with the body, don't fight it. Switch. Arm parallel to the ground, shoulder back. We're pulling that arm in, easy stretch. And just remember, don't do anything that hurts. We're all different, so some things one person can do, another cannot. Just know your limits. Eagle arms. We extend the arms to the side. Palms face down, hands nicely lined up with the arms. So you can feel those lines of energy through the arms. Shoulders are soft. Back is neutral. Trying to maintain that curve in the lower back. We bring the right arm under the left arm, and we get the hands, back of the hands or the palms facing each other. If you have tight shoulders, you might be making a V like this, that's okay. I like to bring the fingers of one hand into the palm of the other hand, touch my nose with the thumb, and then bringing those arms up, feeling a stretch across the upper back, and just hold this for a few breaths. Nice stretch across the upper back on this one. We release and we just loosen the shoulders again. We extend the arms to the side, getting that energy through the arms. We bring the left arm under the right arm, doing it the other way. Touch the nose maybe, and then bring the arms up, get tall, back neutral, and breathe. So let's spend 2-3 minutes on some hand stretches. So one I really like, and this is good if you do a lot of computer work or if you have any wrist issues. One I like a lot is I bring my thumb into my palm and I clasp the thumb and I just turn the knuckles down and up. And it's nice if you rest the hands, the inner wrists on the knees, and you can do that, turning the knuckles down and then up. And I think this is a really good stretch. And then you can still rest the forearms on the knees, but turn the hands so the thumb is facing up. So it's this direction. Thumb is up, little finger is down, and then we turn the knuckles towards the ground, and we're just going to hold. And this will stretch out the thumb side of the wrist. Now, interlace the fingers, and we turn the hands like this, so we've got different stretches on each hand, and we just alternate. If you do a lot of computer work, or if you have any wrist issues, maybe this would help. And then a nice one, I think, which really strengthens, is we make a sphere with the hands. So you lightly touching the fingers together, and then you inhale, and on the exhale you really push those hands into each other. So this is you're going to feel the hands working the wrists and the forearms, and then you keep contact with the fingers, but just release the pressure. Inhale, and on exhale you're pushing those hands into each other. Inhale, release the pressure. Exhale, you pushing those hands into each other. And you can really feel those arms working, getting that isometric work. Okay, next, come onto your hands and knees. Cat-cow a few times. Inhale, belly down, head up. Exhale as you round the back and tuck the chin. Inhaling into cow. Exhaling into cat. Hold cow pose, belly down, head up. Imagine the hands are glued to the mat and you're trying to pull the hands towards the knees, but they're not moving. But you can feel that core working. You're pulling the belly button in and up towards the spine. Don't forget to breathe. And then we come into neutral. I'm going to make a fist with my left hand and bringing the right arm up, trying to raise that arm slightly higher than the shoulders, and then just see if you can lunge forward, see how far you can go, and that's just going to make you work your core. Keep that extended front arm raised, and if you want a little bit more challenge, opposite leg comes up, hold it for a few breaths, keep lunging forward. Not as easy as it looks. Other arm comes up, raise the arm, trying to keep the hand higher than the shoulder. We start lunging forward. We bring the leg up if you want, you breathe. And then we release, back on our hands and knees, thread the needle. Take the right arm behind the left arm, resting on that right arm, the right side of the face, pushing the other hand into the ground, elbow up. Really reach with that bottom arm, you get more back stretch that way. And hang out here. Feels good, that one. For me, anyway. Okay, thread the needle, other direction. Bringing the left arm behind the right, resting on the arm and the side of the face, pushing that right hand into the ground, elbow up, hang out here. Back on the hands and knees. Wrists under the shoulders, maybe just slightly forward of the shoulders. Into downward facing dog. Start walking the dog. You're bending one knee as you straighten the opposite leg. Take your time here. Feel that the back of that leg stretch out, maybe the calf muscle, maybe the hamstring. And then we hold one leg straight, one knee bent, and as you're holding this pose, you can, it's not static, you can start getting a little deeper into the down dog, looking towards the feet, bringing the armpits towards the ground, pushing the hands, especially the thumb and the index finger, into the ground, and you're breathing, trying to get that back neutral, getting the head a little bit lower towards the ground. Other leg straight, other knee bent, and hang out here. And then we look forward, walking forward between the hands, inhaling as you come halfway up, exhale, folding forward, head totally relaxed, engage that core, use the core and the breath to come up, inhaling, and then come into mountain. So when you come up, you can come up with the legs straight. If your back is okay with that, but you've got to really strengthen that core. If you have any back concerns, you can just roll up like this. So you can either come up rolling up like this, or you come up with the legs straight and trying to get the back straight. But it's a bit more pressure on the back, so if you've got any back issues, just come up with the knees bent. Okay, let's bit of flow. Let's get warmed up. Coming to the front of the mat. Inhale, bringing the arms up, looking up. Exhale as you fold forward and down. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, we plant the hands. We're in plank. Let's hold plank. So two ways to go next. So just listen first. You can bring the knees down, chin chest forward and down, coming into cobra. I suggest you do it that way if you have any shoulder issues, or your shoulders are not very strong. If your shoulders are strong, you can do chaturanga, up dog, down dog. First way, knees down, chin chest forward and down. Inhaling into cobra. You guys all know this. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg up to the ceiling. And on the exhale, see if you can touch the right elbow with the right knee, keeping that leg off the ground. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee to left elbow. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee towards the chin. Inhale, extend. We switch legs. Inhaling as the other leg comes up. Extended down dog. Exhale, knee to one elbow. Inhale, extend. Exhale, the other elbow. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee towards the chin. Inhale, extend. Top foot joins the bottom foot. We look forward. We walk forward between the hands. Inhaling halfway up. Exhale as you gently fold forward. And then inhale, coming all the way up. And exhale back into mountain. Inhale. Exhale, forward and down. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, we plant the hands, plank. Chaturanga, or knees, chin, chest to ground. Keeping those elbows in nice and close. Upward facing dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg up. And then stack those hips. Trying to get that right hip over that left hip. Bending the top knee. You breathe. Switch legs. Inhaling as the other leg comes up. Stack those hips. Hands are solidly on the ground. Top foot joins the bottom foot. We look forward, walk forward between the hands. Inhale halfway up. Exhale folding forward. Inhale coming all the way up. And then back into mountain. Inhale, sweep those arms up. Exhale, folding forward and down. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, we plant the hands, we come into plank. Chaturanga, really keep those elbows in. Upward facing dog. Look up. Downward facing dog. Hold for 5 breaths. We look forward, walk forward between the hands. Inhale halfway up. Exhale folding forward. Inhale coming all the way up. Exhale into mountain. Inhale into chair. Exhale fold forward and down. Inhale halfway up. Exhale we plant the hands. We come into plank. Chaturanga or knees chin chest to ground. Cobra or up dog. Downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg up. Exhale, we sweep that foot through. We readjust the back foot. Inhaling into warrior one. Exhale, we go straight back into plank. Chaturanga. Inhaling into up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale, we sweep that foot through, readjusting the back foot. Inhale into warrior one. Exhale back into plank. Chaturanga. Inhaling to up dog. Exhale down dog. We're going a little bit faster in that flow than usual. Hold for a breath or two. We look forward, jump or walk forward between the hands. Inhale halfway up. Exhale folding forward, knees bent this time. We come back into chair and then all the way up. Let's repeat. Inhale chair. Exhale folding forward. Inhale halfway up. Exhale we plant the hands. Plank. Engage the core. Chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Inhale the right leg up. Exhale we sweep that foot through. Inhaling warrior one. Exhale back into plank. Chaturanga. Inhale up dog. Exhale down dog. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale sweep that foot through. Inhale warrior one. Exhale back into plank. Chaturanga. Inhale up dog. Exhale down dog. Hold down dog. So it's almost like down dog is a relaxing pose now. You're just hanging out here, enjoying the pose, pulling the armpits down, looking between the legs. And then we look forward, we walk forward between the hands. Inhale halfway up, exhale folding forward, knees bent, we're back in chair, and then back into mountain. Okay, last one, I promise. Inhale chair. Well, I don't promise, but maybe the last one. Folding forward. Inhale halfway up. Exhale, we plant the hands. Plank. Engage that core. Chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Inhale the right leg up. Exhale, we sweep that foot through. We're in warrior one. Inhaling as you come up. Exhaling as you come down. Plank chaturanga. Inhaling into up dog. Exhale down dog. Inhale left leg up. Exhale we sweep that foot through. Inhaling into warrior one. Exhale into plank. Chaturanga, elbows in. Inhaling into up dog. Exhale down dog. We hold down dog. You can go into child's pose if you want. Look forward, walk forward between the hands. Inhale halfway up. Exhale folding forward. Bend the knees. Inhale into chair. And then come all the way up. Okay, should be nicely warmed up. We're going to do some forward bends. And we're just going to hold standing forward bends. So the first one, we'll take the feet apart, so my feet are more or less hip distance apart. I'm going to bend the knees, and just rest the belly on the legs. So I've got contact between the belly and the legs, and then I'm just going to hold on to my big toes, and then totally relax the head. So I've still got contact between the belly and the legs, and I can hold on to the big toe so I can pull myself towards the ground and try and straighten the legs a little bit more. But you want to try and keep touching the legs with the belly, so that keeps the back nice and safe. And this is just going to stretch out those hamstrings. Keep the head totally relaxed. You can nod yes, you can nod no, so it's nice and loose. You're breathing, you're not holding the breath. If you feel any discomfort in the back, bend the knees, keep the back safe. Okay, next we're going to slide the hands under the feet. So I'm pivoting on my heel so I can get my hand, the back of the hand, down on the ground. My foot is on the hand and my toes are right on the inside of the wrist. So I'll do that with on each side. And then snuggle against the legs, head is relaxed, and you're pulling yourself towards the ground and you're trying to straighten those legs just a little bit more. Breathe. And then we bend the knees more. We release the hands and we just roll up. Inhaling as the arms come up. Exhale, back into mountain. Trikonasana. So my right leg is extended to the side. You've got maybe 3 feet between the feet. You hinge at that hip, that right hip. You reaching towards the side of the room, and you bring that hand down, and you bring the other arm up. You want to try and think straight lines. You're looking up towards that top hand. Take 3 or 4 breaths. We come back up, we swivel on the heels, we do Trikonasana the other direction, reach, and then you bring the hand down, the other arm comes up. Don't let the head drop, and breathe. If you look, you should be able to see that top arm with your peripheral vision. Top hand is nicely lined up with the arm is nicely lined up with the back, so don't yank that top shoulder back. That'll put too much pressure on the shoulder. Legs are working in steps, inside of the foot lifted, engaging the quads. We come back up. We swivel on the heels, revolve Trikonasana, so I'm going to take that back hand, and if you want to use a block you can. I like to bring the hand on the outside of the foot as I bring the other arm up, coming into revolved Trikonasana, and breathe. We slowly come out, we swivel on the heels, and we sweep that back hand. Pravita Trikonasana on the other side. Take a few breaths. We come back out. We swivel. Now this time we're going to bend that front knee and we're going to come into extended side angle pose. And you've got the choice here. You can hang out here. You can slide the hand down the inside or the outside of the leg. If you've ever been to an Ashtanga class, they bring it outside the leg. I usually bring it inside the leg, unless I'm doing an Ashtanga practice. We come back up, we swivel, and we do an extended side angle other side. Trying to get that straight line from that top hand all the way through to that back foot. And you can hang out here with the forearm on the leg, or you can bring the hand down closer to the ground or a block. And you try to open up your breathing. We come back up, we swivel. Now this time we're going to do a twist. So we're going to take, so my right foot is forward, I'm going to take the left arm and I'm trying to bring it outside that right leg. And then the palms together, elbow up towards the ceiling. Into a twist. We come out of that, we swivel, and then we do the twist in the other direction, on the other side. So you're really trying to get that upper arm outside the upper leg, so you can get some leverage as you come into that twist. And then we come out of that, we swivel. Now this time, a little less distance between the feet. So this is going to stretch out the back of that front leg, those hamstring stretches. Now the arms, either you can hold on to the opposite elbows, or, a little bit more challenging, you can do a reverse Namaste. So to get into reverse Namaste, I bring my fingertips together and I'm trying to slide the hands up the back. So I have to round my back a little bit. Then I try and open up, trying to take out the roundness of the back and bring the palms together. If this is too much, just hold on to the opposite elbows and then start hinging forward. Be careful, don't make it too intense, and go as far forward as feels good. You can just stop with the torso parallel to the ground. You can go a little bit deeper if you want, but you get a nice stretch at the back. Hold on to the elbows or the reverse Namaste. We swivel, both legs are straight, and we hinge forward, stretching out the other hamstring. And then we come back up. Good to release the arm. If you're in reverse Namaste, it's quite a stretch. Really good to release that afterwards. Okay, next, little bit challenging for some. So I'm going to give you guys an alternative. I like to do this with my leg straight, and I bring the leg up, I take it over to one side, back to center, and then I hold. If that is tough, if there's too much pressure on the back, you could just hold on to the knee. We do this from time to time, and you take the leg over to one side like that, back to center, and then you can bring it down. Your choice. So I'm going to take hold of I'm doing the mirror image. So take hold of your right big toe, you extend the leg forward, and I bring the other hand onto my hip. And you're trying to stand nice and tall, you're bringing that leg up. If you're struggling, as I say, just bend the knee and hold on to the knee. Next, we take the leg over to the side. Take your time. Try and keep your balance. Trying to keep the leg straight or the knee bent, your choice. We bring the leg back to center. Try and keep the leg raised, but release the foot and hold. and we release. A lot of work to keep that leg raised without holding onto the foot or the knee. Other side, we hold onto the big toe or the knee. We straighten the leg if we can, or we're just keeping the knee bent. Try and stay nice and tall. If it's a struggle, just keep the knee bent. And then we take the leg over to the side, take it slow. Trying to keep your balance. We bring the leg back to center, keep the leg raised, leg over the foot, hold the leg up. And then slowly bring that leg down. Actually, I think I'll just leave the mat like this. Come to the front of the mat. Inhale into chair. Exhale, fold forward and down. Inhale halfway up. Exhale, we plant the hands. We're in plank. Chaturanga. Inhale into up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg up. Exhale, we sweep that foot through. We come into warrior one. Now this time we're going to hold warrior one for about 5 breaths. And then we swim on the heels and we hold warrior one in the other direction. We transition into warrior two. So if you've ever done Ashtanga yoga, you'll realize that, I've taken a lot of this from the Ashtanga primary series. You could look it up. Ashtanga yoga is quite an athletic yoga routine. Usually the practice lasts for about 90 minutes, and we followed it fairly closely, but we're not going to do the whole lot. We do warrior two in the other direction. After this, they do a lot of seated poses, lots of twists. They add wheel pose, halasana, lots of lotus, headstands, and then we sweep that backhand, we come into plank. Chaturanga, inhaling to up dog, exhale, downward facing dog. Hold downward facing dog. I'm just going to change the orientation of my mat while you guys are in down dog. And then we look forward and we're going to jump into staff pose, which is a seated pose, Dandasana. So I'm jumping forward and I come into that seated pose with my legs extended forward. Inhale as you bring the arms up. Exhale as we fold forward. Now this is where you might want to use a strap. If you can't reach the feet or there's too much pressure on the back, you can use a strap. If you don't have a strap, you can just bend the knees and hold on to the feet. Keep your back nice and safe. As I say, really be careful with forward bends. I'm going to hold on to my big toes, and then I'll try and get a little bit taller. So I'm coming up and I'm trying to pull my hips forward and I'm rocking from side to side at the same time. So I'm trying to get length in the lower back, and then I hinge a little bit further forward, coming into a little closer, a little bit of a deeper stretch. And as I say, if it bothers the back, just come up. Try not to tuck the chin and round the back too much. I'd rather people stay up like this and just feel a bit of a stretch down the back of the legs. If you feel anything in the back, it should be just a gentle stretch. Now what they do in Ashtanga, they'll hold, the 5 seems to be the magic number in Ashtanga yoga, where they hold a pose for 5 breaths. And when you're in the seated routine of Ashtanga, they'll come from one pose to another pose, and they'll do what we call this little vinyasa. So before we transition to the next one, we pull the feet in, we come into plank, chaturanga, up dog, down dog, and then we jump forward and we go into the next sequence. So I'm not going to be strict in what we're going to do. I'm not following Ashtanga strictly this time, but what we're going to do next is we're going to bring, let's bring your right foot, let me do the mirror image. Bring your right foot onto the inside of the left leg, and I'm just moving that little bit of cushioning underneath my sit bones so I can snuggle down to the ground. And I'm going to hold on to the outside of my foot just so I can add a little twist just to try and straighten up. Then I release the foot, then I inhale up and exhale, folding over. So in Ashtanga they have 3 variations of this pose. We're just going to do the one variation. And just hang out here for a few breaths. If you're super flexible, what you can do is you can take one hand to the outside of the foot and hold on to the wrist of that hand, and then you can go down. If you're not super flexible, you hold on to the foot. If you're super unflexible, we're all different, don't worry, we're not competing. We can use a strap, or we can just hang out here. So people ask me, you know, am I going to get as flexible as you feel? And I say, well, not necessarily. It depends what your body type is, how much you practice. And I always say to people, don't worry, don't get stressed about your flexibility. If you can keep the flexibility you have now for the rest of your life, wouldn't that be good? So just let that be the aim. Just sort of keep what you have now. Try not to lose any flexibility. And now I'm going to hold on to the wrist. And it's not just about flexibility. I mean, we're trying to build strength as well, so we want to try and get that balance. Then we do the little kind of vinyasa, plank, chaturanga, up dog, down dog. We look forward, we jump or walk forward, and we come back into that seated position. So we're going to add a seated twist this time. So let's just do our regular seated twist. So we're going to bring the right foot in, and we take the other foot, and it can be outside or inside the leg, and you guys are going to twist to your left, I'm twisting to my right, and you can either hug the knee or you can bring the arm outside the leg into that twist, and you breathe. And then we unwind, we switch legs, and we twist in the other direction. And then we unwind, and then we do that little vinyasa, plank, chaturanga, up dog, downward facing dog, and then we jump forward and we come back down, and this time just come into a regular seated position. Just stay there. What we're going to do next is I'm going to get a strap. So if you have a strap, have a strap handy, and I'm just going to turn my mat round again. So that standing pose we did earlier, where we were holding onto the foot and taking the leg over to the side, we're going to do that same thing, but we're going to be on our backs. I know you're saying, why didn't we do this in the first place? So you don't have to have a strap, but it makes it easier for those that can't straighten the leg and hold onto the foot. A strap is nice. Strap is nice anyway, actually. And I'm putting the strap around my right foot, and I'm going to wrap the strap around my right hand. And then you can get a little bit of leverage. You're trying to get the leg straight. Easy stretch at the back of the leg. I said we'd be doing a little bit more hamstring stretches today. Take the other leg and straighten it on the ground, trying to keep that hip nicely grounded. You can push into the hip to keep it down if you want. So, right hand, the strap is wrapped around the right hand, and you're going to take that top leg over to the side, trying to keep the hips grounded. We do this from time to time. I go pretty well as far as I can, and then I'm going to try and turn the toes down, heel up, and just hold. We bring the leg back up, and I'm going to hold onto the strap with the other hand, and we take the leg over to the other side, and as I do that, I'm extending my right arm, looking over my right shoulder. I'm trying to keep both shoulders grounded, and breathe. Inhale as we come back up, and we're going to switch. So we're bringing the strap onto the other foot, and I like to take it onto the ball of the foot rather than the arch, so it's sort of in between, it's just close to the toes. I'll find a stretch in the back of the leg, so you need to alter the leg position and the strap length. You're wrapping the strap around the left hand, and you gradually go deeper into the stretch with the breath. And then we make sure the other leg is extended on the ground, and we take that top leg over to the left side, pointing the toes down, heel up, and we hold this for a few breaths. We bring the leg back up. We hold onto the strap with the other hand, getting a good grip. I like to wrap the strap around that hand. And we take the leg over to the other side, coming into a twist. And as I'm twisting, I'm pulling that left shoulder down and in, trying to keep the shoulder grounded. Palm of that hand is facing up. And then we come back up. And we put the strap to one side. We pull both knees in. We rock a little bit. We bring both feet down. And then we're going to go into Recline Pigeon. So bring the outer of the right ankle onto the left leg and pull those legs in towards you. We've veered away from Ashtanga now. We're just rocking from side to side. So we're just doing our own thing. I like to do a bit of rocking in this pose. I think it gives the lower back a nice massage. We switch. Holding onto the back of the other leg, pulling the legs in, a little bit of rocking. Both knees come in. Hold onto the feet, happy baby. Pulling the shoulders down away from the ears. Hold onto the big toes. See if you can extend the legs into a V position, keeping the shoulders pulled away from the ears. You might not be able to get the legs straight, that's okay. Maybe eventually you can. As you're pulling the legs closer, you're trying to get the tailbone towards the ground, so you're trying to get the tailbone as low as you can. It's almost like you're trying to bring the lower back off the ground. You're trying to ground the tailbone, but hollow the lower back a little. We hold onto the back of the legs, and we rock ourselves into boat. You can hold onto the back of the legs, or you can have the arms either side. Knees can be bent. If you raise the legs, you straighten the legs. A little bit more challenging. You've got to work a little bit harder. You want to try and keep that back nice and neutral. You're breathing. And then we slowly lower. Not all the way. So the legs are off the ground. You're supporting the head, which is off the ground. You're pushing the belly button into the spine, pushing the spine into the ground. Abs of steel for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You lower. You take a full body stretch, reaching with those arms and legs. You take a little bit of a side stretch, coming into that banana shape. Then we stretch out the other side. And then we recenter. And we come into Shavasana. Arms either side of you, palms up, and just totally relax. Just letting your body sink into the ground. Keeping your attention on the breath. Trying not to be distracted. And then just start to move the fingers and the toes. And just stretch out the hands, stretch out the feet. And then relax. Walk the feet in towards you. And just roll over to your side and hold for 3 or 4 breaths. And then gently push yourself into a seated position. Inhale, bringing the arms up. Exhale as they come down. Inhale. Exhale. Let's add a couple more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Keep the palms together. Hands to the forehead. Namaste.